Hey everyone, welcome to my very first makeup tutorial video here on YouTube. I've been meaning to make a video like this for a long time. I actually recorded one a few months ago, and I looked back at the footage a few days ago and I noticed that a lot of the things about my everyday makeup has changed. I've introduced a few new products into my kind of like daily makeup routine. This is kind of like the normal everyday makeup I go to. I kind of do it without thinking about it a lot. If you guys follow me on Facebook and I'm taking a picture, on a day that I'm running errands, there's nothing special happening, this is going to be the makeup that I go for. And I decided for this video I'm going to do kind of a more advanced version of my everyday makeup. I've added steps in there that I don't do every single day, but I do it now and then. But I just want to make this video as complete as possible. I was also thinking about one day making like a skincare routine video where I go over things I wear at that time of the year, during daytime, and then a nighttime routine, because I have been crazy about skincare recently. So I'm purchasing less makeup and purchasing more skincare products because I think that, if you want to do makeup nicely, it's good to do it on like the healthiest canvas that you can create. So just taking care of your skin. But if you guys have any suggestions or any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys follow my Facebook page, you will see that every photo shoot that I do, the makeup is kind of different, and I've done a lot of like kind of fantasy makeup for some photo shoots. If you guys want to see a tutorial video of that look or a look similar to that, do let me know in the comment section the name of the photo shoot, and I will think about doing something from a previous shoot. So putting together a video where I show you guys how I did the makeup for that shoot. And for those of you who may not be familiar with my channel and with what I do, I'm actually not a makeup artist. I have been doing my makeup since I started modeling and dancing, because it was just a lot easier to do my own makeup than to rely on another makeup artist. So the techniques you see in this video are things that work for me. I think they will work for you as well, but they're not in any way like professional makeup techniques. And all the brushes that I use are just very basic drugstore brushes, Eco Tools. I really love their stuff. I will one day get better brushes, but they are very expensive. So and my makeup products range from like drugstore to slightly better than drugstore. I wouldn't say like super professional, but yeah, I use a lot of everything. I aim to use more natural things, but now and then I will be using like MAC products and other things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I will be posting more videos in the future on this main channel. I also have a second channel as well where I post more kind of like blog type things and review videos. But I feel like I want to keep the makeup tutorial videos on the main channel because makeup is a huge part of what I do. It's a way for me to be creative, and every belly dance video, every photo shoot I do, makeup is a huge part of it. So with all of that being said, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of this video. The first thing I put on my bare skin is the Kiehl's Daily Reviving Concentrate. This is a serum, and I put about 2 drops and I just pat it into my skin and wait a few minutes for it to just absorb into the skin. This really helps with making my skin look more awake. The next thing I use is this gel moisturizer by Kiehl's again. This doesn't make my face feel oily, but it does make it feel hydrated, so I like to apply this before I wear makeup. It just creates a really soft canvas without making my face feel oily or making me break out. The next step is to prep my lips while I'm doing the rest of my makeup so that my lips are moisturized and ready for when I'm about to put on some matte lipstick, which sometimes tends to be pretty drying on the lips. I then go in with this Vichy SPF 50 sunscreen. I like this one because it feels very light on the skin, so it doesn't make my skin feel very cakey, because I still have another step to do before I even apply my foundation. I then go in with the Photo Finish Primer by Smashbox. This is the greener one. This takes care of some of the redness on my skin, and it also brightens up my skin so that when I apply my foundation, I have kind of a bright, more vibrant finish. It also creates a beautiful, smooth canvas to work on and makes my foundation last all day long. After that, I go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Foundation. The shade that I wear is Light Sand, and it's a little bit lighter than my own skin tone. You will be able to tell once I start applying it. With this brush, I don't actually use the brush anymore, but I will show you guys how I apply my foundation nowadays. I use this Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge to basically apply the foundation all over my face. Using the sponge opposed to using the brush, it's a lot better because it just creates a more skin-like texture when it comes to applying liquid foundation, especially when it's full coverage and it's a little bit thicker. So I just pat it on. It takes kind of just as long as a brush would, but it just creates a nicer finish. It just blends a lot better, and I prefer doing this now compared to using the brush. After my foundation routine is generally when I start doing my eyebrows, and my eyebrows have been one of the main things that people have asked about. People have been asking me like, how do you get the shape, how do you draw it in? And I never really mentioned this on Facebook, but I actually, I don't know, like 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago, I can't really remember anymore, but I got my eyebrows partially tattooed. So I still have hair. I actually still do have like eyebrows from here all the way down to here. That's all hair, and then the tattoo starts somewhere here and it just goes all the way to the end. So I had very uneven eyebrows. I mean, I still do have uneven eyebrows. They will never be as symmetrical as I want them to be, but a few years ago I just got tired of plucking and drawing it in, and I was very like bad at drawing them in anyway, so I just decided to get them partially tattooed. And because I have like such black hair, and actually my eyebrows are like naturally black even though I henna my hair, I got them pretty solid, so they're not hair stroke really, they're pretty solid. I'm still gonna get them touched up in a little bit after I make this video. Like in a few months I'm gonna get them kind of touched up a little bit to make the shape a little bit better, but it's gonna basically look exactly the same. Maybe only I will tell the difference. But basically what I do with my eyebrows is filling it in. So this is kind of like the color. I mean, there's a little bit of foundation on it, so I take a very pointy Q-tip and then I just like get all that foundation off of it, because this part is like hair, but then this part is ink, so any foundation can like block it. So like if I have my little thingy, so if I keep doing this, this is gonna start getting like, you know, paler and paler. So I take like a little Q-tip and I take off any foundation on it, and then later on when I fill them in, I just kind of go back with the edge of this and kind of like, you know, fill in the parts that the foundation came off, because I touch my face a lot when I do the eyeliner. I will pull a little bit, you know, when I do this. So but yeah, that's something I want to mention before we get started. You guys were probably like wondering, why does she still have eyebrows in the beginning of the video? That's why, because they're ink. So yeah, there's hair and ink here, but yeah, let's continue. For my eyebrows, I like to use the NYX eyebrow gel in shade Espresso. I also like to use the black one and the blonde one, depending on kind of what I want to go for. This is the closest to the shade that I like, even though the black also works. One thing I really like about this is that it does not come off whatsoever. Once you put it on and it dries, it's gonna stay on all day. It doesn't smudge. If you're working out, you can't sweat it off, so it's just very nice. However, if you're going for that more natural eyebrow look, this is not gonna be the best product to go for. But if you're gonna go for that solid, drawn on kind of look, which I will naturally go for, this is gonna be perfect for that. If I'm wearing eyeshadow that day, which I usually do, I like to wear the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. This truly allows my eye makeup to last all day without smudging or coming off, especially when I'm using, let's say, really black pigments or glitters or anything like that. This just keeps it on all day. I like to apply it all over my lid and also very close to my brow bone, because I do a lot of highlighting in that area as well. After I apply it, I just wait for a minute for it to dry, and then I start applying the shadow. I recently started using this NYX Baked eyeshadow in a more champagne shimmery color. I like to use this right under my brow bone, and if I'm wearing it by itself, I will cover my entire lid with it. It's very shimmery, but I kind of like how it looks. It's pretty light. It's not too much, it's very good for every day, and if you're wearing this for work, it's very appropriate. It's just kind of a light shimmer, kind of like a highlight basically, and often I will wear it by itself, but here I'm going to pair it up with another shadow. The second shadow that I used was this light brown, slightly shimmery shadow, and I don't do this every day, but now and then I will like to add a little bit of color, but something very subtle and very casual. So in here I just use this light brown, and I'm kind of packing it on, but it doesn't have much of a color to it, so it's not going to look too dramatic, not too smoky, but just enough to give your eyes some definition and color. My favorite eyeliner to use is the Gosh Velvet Touch eyeliner in shade Black Ink. This is a very black, very waterproof eyeliner. It lasts all day. I've never had a problem with it. I can really compare it to the similar eyeliner from the brand Smashbox, although the Smashbox one is almost twice the price, and as far as quality goes, this one is very, very similar to that one, so I prefer to purchase this one since I use a lot of eyeliner every day and I run out pretty quickly. In order to make my eyeliner look as symmetrical as possible, I try to draw a little bit on each eye and try to match them as much as I can. And to be honest, they are rarely ever that symmetrical. So if you're new to using pencil or liquid eyeliner, don't worry because I'm still learning how to do them as symmetrical as possible. I use the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado before I apply any makeup on my under eye area. I have to use some under eye concealer because I have dark under eyes, and you can't really see it in this part of the video because some foundation has touched that area, but it is quite dark naturally, so this really creates a nice soft canvas. I also love using it before going to sleep. It takes care of any wrinkles I might have, and I just love how it feels before any makeup is applied on that area. I like to go over my waterline with any soft white eyeliner that I have. This just makes my eyes look more bright, more awake, and what I like to do is I like to use the blender or any soft sponge that I have to pull my under eye area so that it's not tugging it too much, because that can cause wrinkles and you really don't want to pull too much on that area. For concealing my dark circles, I like to use the MAC Select Cover Up in shade NW20. I warm this up on my fingers, and you only need a little bit of this at a time, and then I just pat it on my under eye area and any pimples or blemishes I might have. I then use the Miracle Sculpting Sponge by Real Techniques to blend all that product in. I like using this opposed to using my fingers because again, it creates a more skin texture finish, and I really like that. I also really like using this combo, the Tarte Opening Act Lash Primer and the Tarte Light Camera Lashes. They work perfectly together. I use the primer first, I put about 2 coats of that, I wait a minute, and then I apply the mascara, and it just creates a very fake eyelash look, which I love. I almost never wear fake eyelashes, only for photo shoots, but this really gives you that fake eyelash look, which I really love. I also do the exact same thing on my lower lashes to just give that very open eye, big eye effect, and I always look very weird and uncomfortable when applying mascara. I'm really trying my best not to look weird in this video, and I'm trying to keep my mouth closed, but as you can tell, it's really fighting to basically open up. For contouring, I generally like to go for powder, but here I'm using the NYX Contour Palette. This is a cream contour palette, and I was using the color I just pointed at, and I used that to contour my nose. And at first I just contour it, and then later I will use the sponge to blend it out, make sure that you can't really see the line too much. No look is really complete unless you're shining like the freaking sun, so I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in shade Starlight, and I use that on my cheeks and I just pack that on until I'm so bright I can't even look at myself in the mirror. I also use the same highlighter to put a little bit of that on my nose so that I can have my nose as shiny as Rudolph. I also use the same highlighter to highlight parts of my lips so that it can look fuller when I later draw them on. I generally don't use such a glittery brown to contour with. I like to use more matte browns, but today, since everything else is so shiny, I decided to use this NYX blush that I haven't really used much before, and I really like how it turned out. If it's a little bit too dark for your taste, you can always blend it out as I'm doing now so that it doesn't look like a very solid line of brown. Since this is a very shiny look, I will use the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, and this helps my makeup last all day. I don't always use a setting spray, but sometimes when I'm running errands and it's a hot day, I like to use this so that my makeup doesn't come off. When it comes to lips, I love overdrawing them and making them look very full. Here I'm using this lip pencil by NYX. I use many different shades depending on the color of lipstick that I'm wearing that day. Two of my favorite lipstick shades to wear every day are both under the line Liquid Suede by NYX. One of them is Soft Spoken, which is this one, and the other one is Sandstorm. The Sandstorm one is more nude, whereas this one has kind of a pink undertone to it. I like mixing it up now and then, but usually I'm wearing Sandstorm because it's just more nude. It also makes your lips look even fuller. And this is the finished look. This is my everyday makeup. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!